words and the blurredness at the moment.
The words and the blurredness. Okay,
the blurredness.
All right.
So I kind of want to talk about this before we go into it because I feel like it's something we need to like eliminate while we talk about this.
Cut to the chase.
All right. I think me and you both have issues pertaining to mental health, right?
Speak for yourself.
Speak for myself.
Go on. Go on.
Leave me out to dry shit. But yeah, both of us have issues pertaining to mental health.
I think everyone has some baseline degree. So yes, sure.
So I don't want to go into because both of us have issues and how we handled it in earlier predecessing years, basically.
Just take on more work. Talk to white women. Do a lot of drugs. That's how I dealt with it, and continue to.
I was being serious, man.
Am I not?
Yes. God damn you.
I mean, you can check my house right now.
Anywho, let me. I'll just.
Go ahead.
Just taking a moment away.
You're talking about Kanye West being crazy. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's violent to put the mental.
Violent?
Yeah, it's a violent term to put mental and not have any context pertaining to the mental aspect of it.
Sure.
I don't want to talk about mental illness pertaining to him.
So disclaimer, we're not therapists. We don't know anything. We're just speaking on what we observe.
Yes, and I'm not in no qualified condition to talk about somebody else's disability because I have a disability.
Sure.
And we don't know if he has a disability. We don't know if he's mentally unstable. We don't know anything like that. So my disclaimer is I don't want to talk about something that we have no knowledge of. And I don't believe anybody who don't have any knowledge of it should be talking about it. Having said that, 2 words, fuck Kanye. Let's get into it.
Long way to get to it. So what's your point, man? What's your point? What you got on it?
I want you to go first.
Really?
Yes.
So you could try to disarm what I have. Okay.
Yes.
Got it. So
this is why it's the people versus Kanye.
Jesus Christ.
America crime story.
So I took Wednesday and Thursday to listen to. Tuesday and Wednesday to listen to probably about 2 hours worth of Kanye related interviews. Mm-hmm. I listened to the one with Charlamagne. That was interesting. It was like captivating.
The Charlamagne one was funny to me because it was like they were in his house, and I think Charlamagne was trying to ask some really good questions, and he kept deflecting the questions. Like he was giving him bullshit answers.
But okay, fine. The second one I watched was the full TMZ interview. Yeah. Now, the TMZ interview is interesting to me. Okay. There were only 2 sound bites from it. You have the clip. Yeah. You have the clip when fucking Van, whoever the fuck.
Old Kanye, that's what I call him.
Goes at him. Yeah. And you don't have any context for it. Yeah. And you literally, that's what, 50 seconds maybe? Yeah. How long is that fucking whole segment?
It was like 7-8 minutes.
It's 31 minutes, the whole thing.
Okay.
So it's just like, one of the points he was making, and I've heard it, but I know it already, that the way that media works, for instance, they will suppress and modify something to elicit a certain response. Mm-hmm. So if the response is, you should say, fuck this person, then they're going to craft a story that says, fuck this person. Yeah. So, like, being in a place of, let's say, me, being in a place of anti-Trump, fuck Trump, I don't think he's good for this country. However, when you have something you have like the media and the news going in a direction that just only shows, here's all the bad shit. It's like, you want us to only see this bad shit. Yeah. And there's never one good thing. And if you go backwards and look at like Obama, right? Yeah. I don't hear like, oh yeah, President Obama, which most presidents do, bomb these countries. We're not going to talk about that at all because we need to keep this out there unless you're digging for that particular thing. So I'm very, just myself, cynical and untrustworthy when everything is skewed. It's like you're trying to get a person over.
Well, yeah,
you're trying to make this person like a non-white. You're trying to make them a black hat villain.
Well, that's where I was it's kind of like when you hit this whole story, it's kind of like everybody's just showing their own agenda. Yeah, yeah. Like when I hear Hot 97 talk to Kanye, and it was like the most bullshittiest interview I've ever heard in my entire life. That's why I hate interviews.
Bullshit in what way?
bullshit in the way of, oh yeah, Kanye, we love you.
Softball questions.
Yeah, it was like they just threw a softball. So then Charlamagne's interview happened, and Charlamagne was trying to ask questions, which is why I can respect what Charlamagne said. But you hear Rosenberg and Ebro, they're like clowning Charlamagne for getting the interview.
Yeah.
And I'm like, deep down inside, y'all salty as shit. Y'all ain't get the interview.
Right.
And then when you hear TMZ's interview, I just saw it as whatever that dumb schmuck, what's his name, Harvey something.
Harvey, yeah.
It's fucking dickhead ass.
Harvey
But when he got the fucking thing, you just saw him grinning from ear to ear for most of it.
He was enjoying it.
It's ratings.
Yeah, it's ratings.
Yeah.
And like,
and they can spin the story.
The thing that he said into the 400 years slavery, it seems like it was a choice or whatever. I've heard something similar to that before. It's just not coming from him.
Yeah.
It's not framed in the way that he was saying it.
Okay.
Like, what I took from it, and this is taking out any Kanye stanhood, which I'm sure I'll be accused of, is like, yo, like, there could have been something else that happened in there.
Yeah.
And the number is even inaccurate, too.
Well, his number is very inaccurate. I mean, he's the same guy that said 300 Romans like a Trojan.
But it's like the same thing that Chappelle bit, right? Yeah. When they said, yeah, 9/11 is political climate. Let's go to Ja Rule and find out what's going on. Who the fuck is going to him for information?
Exactly.
Just if he has an opinion, can he be wrong?
No, but he can be misinformed, and
no, but
it's their fault.
Can he be human in that way of we're all capable of being wrong?
Yes.
And that's the thing that's just weird to me. It's like,
but my only issue with that is the fact that if you put yourself in that position of trying to be a political person, that we have to look at that view, and we.
But in that same Charlamagne interview, what did he say? I don't have a political stance.
Yes, he did.
But it's like, that it goes to that same point. Like, I read sci-fi books. I read, it's this book called The Power of Now. It's about mindful awareness. A lot of the shit he was saying is like in those types of books. Well, the mindful awareness book. And it's just like, you're a neophyte. You're just reading this shit. You're just learning this shit.
And now you're saying it because
you haven't formed the idea.
And you don't have any context to it.
But you're spewing it out because that feeling, it may have hit you like, oh shit. This is real. This may be something that I'm seeing, but it's not refined because you don't have the experience.
You mean like how Hidden Colors created Hoteps?
Well, I mean,
it did. Not lying.
Pass me your fez, brother.
Well, my issue wasn't really what he said, even though I don't agree with what he said in a sense. I understand that the physical aspect of it, slaves outnumbered their masters, and you could have did that, but you can't take away mental abuse.
No, you can't.
With that, and it was more of a psychological issue there.
Certainly.
I don't want to go.
No, certainly.
I don't want to delve into that, but my issue with Kanye. Look, man, I told you.
I'm fucking with you. It's pretty funny to me.
Long drive, but my issue isn't the words or anything he's saying. It's the fact that it's when he says it. It's the fact that he says this every time.
Oh no, it's all a marketing ploy.
Yeah, this is a very, very bad marketing. Well, it's good in the sense that we're all talking about it. I think almost every show on this station has talked about Kanye in some sort of way.
It's the Trump campaign.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, what's going to get me the clicks? What's going to get me the impressions? Mm-hmm. And that's not indicative of just him. That's indicative of everyone. Well, yeah. When we looked at motherfuckers who made a post today, right? Mm-hmm. Any post. How many motherfuckers had a hashtag that said, "May the 4th be with you"? How many motherfuckers gonna have a hashtag tomorrow that says Cinco de Mayo?
That's true.
So if this is something that you can sell, why not create some controversy?
Well, yes and no. And the reason why, because if you can sell it, good, but there's also ways of selling it and it turns into a violent demeanor behind it. Like MAGA. MAGA had always had a very negative perception behind it.
Sure.
And it always still will because of his speech pertaining to Hispanics and their rapists, drug dealers.
They are not.
So when you hear somebody who says this shit,
MAGA.
And you hear a guy who rapped about my mom got arrested because she looked like me, and she didn't have. So I followed the same path as her. Mm-hmm. And when he says something like that, and then he goes and say, "Yeah, I like the guy who said, Hispanics were rapists, drug dealers." I love it because he said, and his words were, he did something that nobody thought he could do, and that's why I love him for it. So he saw it and said, "Oh shit, he could be president. I can be president now."
I mean, it's the same as, and I get where you're coming from, and you're right, but it's the same as that show, Mindhunter.
Never watched it.
It's a good show. You should.
I'm gonna check it out.
They're talking with serial killers and all of this different stuff. So to my point, serial killers inherently are supposed to be evil, right? Mm-hmm. They murder people, and it was minimal knowledge on it, right?
Yep.
Just because this was set like in the 70s, I believe. So it's minimal knowledge, beginning in the foundational period of creating profiles. One of the things that the lead, I guess, profiler came up with, we need to have these conversations with these people to find out what is their logic in this. Gotcha. We may disagree with it. We may look at him as a rapist, piece of shit murderer. But how do we learn about it if we immediately say, you're bad, let's just get rid of everything that's bad?
Yeah.
That's irresponsible. Mm-hmm. And that's also dangerous.
Yes, it is.
So in doing that, if this thing, like, as soon as you say, you have people who say, yeah, I won't say the word Trump. I won't say this. I won't say that. But to his point, rappers had a really interesting relationship with him before 2016. Well,
yeah, they always did. I mean,
but now the same rappers
is the buzzwords of the day. Like,
but it's fake.
Well, yes, all of this is fake.
But the same attention isn't there, so it's like people have this inclination that, and it's driven by 2009, I think. This Taylor Swift thing still is there. It's just easy to just jump on this.
Well, I can't use that. I'll say with the Taylor Swift incident, even though it wasn't really an incident in my opinion. That was a good marketing employ, by the way. Yeah. But
get her over as the white meat baby face.
Yeah, I mean, basically what you see with that was the fact that that they both keep bringing it up. Yeah. Like, it's not a...
Let's not forget it. Let's do the song famous. Let's
keep going on with this. And
pasty nipples.
Let's keep bringing this up. And that's the thing that it keeps it going. The fact that they're always going to bring it up because people are going to go back to it and be like, it's that moment.
It's Randy Orton and John Cena.
Yeah, it is. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Too many cooks.
Yeah, too many cooks in the kitchen. But it's like... I'm numb to it, but the point that I took out of all of it in watching, literally, like I said, those 2 hours worth of interviews, I didn't take anything groundbreaking out of it aside from this. Dude is pissed off about, just, you can't do this because you're this, but it's like, I birthed these guys in this area, but I'm not good enough, but I birthed these guys. Secondly, the Obama thing was interesting. Because I remember that shit.
Yeah.
He's like, because, you said this about Taylor Swift, so you're a jackass.
Well.
And it's like, I'm talking about just, like, I remember specifically, I was riding to work in a car.
Yeah, I mean, when he wasn't wrong, in my opinion.
Yeah, but it's fake, too.
Because he said that was his favorite artist.
And then it's just like, I'm going to make this public, proclamation about this. But then I listen to these other artists.
Well, he wasn't asked. He was asked the question. He wasn't just saying Kanye West is a jackass.
But you're a politician.
Yeah.
If we're saying, Trump is the first person to call these guys sons of bitches, but, Yeah. It's strange to me. It's just strange to me.
Well, people pick and choose their battles because it's convenient for what they're doing.
But that's, and what part of it is that people kind of ignore and why that heat is there.
Yeah. But
he's just saying shit.
Yeah, that was my issue, is the fact that he's just doing this for attention. And that's the reason why I can't listen to his music no more. Because I'm like, it's like desperate attempt to just say, I want this. I need this shock value for this next album. Like the T.I. song. Like, I hated the T.I. song. I only listened to like 30 seconds of it.
Listen to the whole thing twice.
I couldn't listen to it because I heard it and then I was like, so I know what you're doing now, you slick son of a bitch. And then T.I.'s on it. Like, they had, like, that little interview with T.I. I was like, T.I., I mean, look, you can't go in there with a counterperceptive of everything. Because, I try to sound smart, but really, I'm just using big words that I don't know the meaning of.
He's Anton. Who's the dude in jail on Living Color?
Oh, shit.
Like, it was like
it's precipitated of the precipitate and everything else coming over here with the perpetrator and the oppressor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've been matriculating your masturbation. You're like, pardon me? He adjusts his kufi and shit.
Man, he would be if a lot of people knew about
It's a good bit. It's a good bit.
Oh my god, that was a good bit. They didn't know how ridiculous it sounds.
I don't. But just for me, I'm cynical. I'm very distrusting of when I'm supposed to not like something, and it makes me like it more. I don't think. And I'm not saying it's on that
swayed either way, because I've seen very hard Kanye defenses. Mm-hmm. Like, people are quoting Killmonger, a fictional fucking character in a movie, with Kanye, and they're saying their views are similar, which they really aren't. One view is saying that something was a choice, and this person who they're quoting the last line he ever said in the movie, spoiler alert, he has the last line in the movie, and they're saying, oh, that's similar. No, it's not.
But that's the thing. It goes again to one of the things he said, and I've heard the same comment this week from one of these political scientists, right? Who said, they create this idea, they show us, where we've moved up and where we've developed the news controls that. And I was like, how's that different from what he's saying? Yeah. But it's just different source. And it's that thing that I think Patrice O'Neal was talking about. He appeared on Fox News a few times. And people were like, yeah, you a fucking sellout for appearing on Fox News. He was like, yeah, but I'm saying shit I already believe, that you white people are fucking crazy. Yeah. He's like, I'm saying it on Fox News. Yeah. He's like, how do I get that? How am I able to do that? But first thing that happens is, what do black people do immediately?
They try to roast. Yeah.
You're a sellout.
Well, blase, we're going to be honest. We've been trying to
or you're in the summer place.
We've been trying to call Kanye a coon since Kim Kardashian.
And if we're being real, you're an exception, I suppose. But I think it's like ass.
I like ass.
But I'm just saying, like, I don't know too many people, if they're being honest with themselves, like, if they could hit that, they would say, nah, I'm good.
Nah, I wouldn't hit
That's why I'm saying you're.
Oh, yeah, I would never hit a Kardashian. I know what curses they bring.
Well, good luck, Travis Scott.
Straight up. It's good. What happened? Have you heard anything from Travis Scott lately?
So on that Kanye West album, Astroworld's coming out soon.
Oh, God.
They had a song they released today called Watch.
I'm done with Kanye.
Well, no, that was a Travis Scott song.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Was it a lot of singing?
No, it's trash.
It is?
Yeah. Because I don't like Travis Scott.
That's a different topic for another day.
Bomb.
So, do you want to go on any other tidbits? Or do we?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. My issue, again, is it's a market employee, and I absolutely hate market employees.
It's the greatest Royal Rumble ever.
Basically, and it's more so the fact that he's silent for so fucking long on issues. And then when he comes on, he's like, yeah, I support that bitch Candace Owen. Excuse me, I don't call females bitches.
But you just did, but go on.
I'm going to call her a bitch because she is one.
Okay.
So I support Candace Owen. I like her way of thinking. And I'm like, no, you don't say shit like that and just leave it at that. And then when you try to defend your stance after you said what the fuck you said, it's like, I can't believe you because now it sounds like you're just bullshitting for people to come back to. My other issue is the fact that there's a lot of people who are defending this so hard that they are just twisting it to a point where, and this is why people call Kanye a genius, or a lot of people geniuses, is when the fact that he can say something out loud and there's no context to it, but his fan base, his followers.
Isn't that Jaden Smith's Twitter feed though?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. But his fans and followers, they just explain it in so much detail. This man could put out one tweet saying, oh, Condoleezza Rice is cool. And then they go, well, Condoleezza Rice is X, Y, and Z, X, Y, and Z. And then you hear about Trump's numbers with, he just said they doubled in the black community in terms of morale support.
Black males.
Yeah, black males.
That's horseshit.
It is horseshit, but, he has the gall to say it now.
It went from 1 to 2.
Basically.
Well, technically,
that's doubled.
Yeah.
But, and then you hear Chance, and then how Chance was talking, said, you don't have to be black and Republican.
Charles Barkley said that, yeah.
And I was like, well, you're missing the point. Nobody's mad about him being a Republican.
But you know what? There's some pockets that do.
Well, yeah, there's some.
And that's the thing.
Well, that's very liberalish media that wants to bash that one side.
It's like a lot of the people that I feel like that are very extreme one way or the other. Yeah. They're missing the big element that this is manicured and curated. This message, all of it.
Yeah, and you're going to look at me crazy because I'm technically a registered conservative. See?
I didn't say a word.
No, I just saw the look.
All I know is
I'm not Republican, but
all I know is I sat there last week at where I work and listened to a person that started off our conversation as a conservative, I feel like people should have as many guns as they want.
I don't agree with that.
No, I'm just saying, but in an uber liberal school, and then people are like, "Well, excuse me."
I'm conservative in certain manners, like economically, I'm conservative in that.
Oh, you
sense.
are.
Yeah, but social issues, I'm more liberal on that side. So I would say I'm moderate, but I'm technically not moderate because both sides annoy me.
No affiliations.
Yeah, really. I'm technically libertarian, but no really affiliation. I'm sorry. So that was going to the point of I try to see it from the perspective of what are you saying that makes sense and what are you saying that I can take from it. And based off the 3 interviews I saw, I got nothing out of Kanye.
And that's fine.
Other than the fact that anything that he's upset about is a personal issue.
Yeah. I guess.
Like the Jay-Z thing, and I love the line Jay-Z said in that one song. He said, I gave him 20 mil to go on stage rapping. He gave me 20 minutes of arguing.
What is your favorite Jay-Z album again?
Blueprint.
Who did most of the production on that?
Kanye. Yeah.
All right, just saying.
Kanye.
So it's just like
Kanye, Just Blaze, and who else? It was a few other people.
I like him better when he wasn't talking.
Yeah. And like I was telling you earlier, like they had to work on Kanye.
That's fine.
Like when they were talking about how much they put money into him. Like if you heard the Jesus Walks demo,
I would probably never listen to
the very first demo. Like a lot of people hated that shit.
Like I think some of it is like people have an implicit bias. They do that fandom thing, and I try to catch myself and recognize like, all right, this is not the same guy. Neither am I the same person that. When I headed over there to fucking Circuit City, leaving MSU to cop that physical joint.
Oh, I miss Circuit City. My dad used to be the head.
The HNIC for Circuit City?
Yeah.
Your dad was the HNIC for Circuit City?
Well, basically it was.
Handed over Walkmans and shit?
Basically what happened was every Saturday night when they had to close up, he lets me play with the PlayStation out, and we all be playing like Tekken Tag Tournament, tournaments.
For a second, I thought that was a euphemism. Your dad lets you play with the PlayStation out? I was like, wait, what?
You would. Anywho.
It's a funny way of putting it.
But yeah, my big issue with Kanye right now is the way he's presenting himself and not leaving anything out there for people to get. And it's kind of like, well, when you buy my album, you'll hear everything I have to say. And I'm like, I don't want to hear your fucking album. I don't want to buy your fucking
That's the thing I was going to go at. The fucking old Kanye. That big guy, the TMZ dude or fucking whatever. My thing is, and I heard it in the pockets I'm in, and I'm not trying to do that thing of, well, I've seen this, but it's just like, and I even said it last week. I was like, fucking Kanye's washed. Yeah. So you can't play this game of you're washed, which a lot of people say. He said fucking St. Pablo was trash. Yeah. So you have this dude man, you're too big to be talking about this. You can't have it both ways.
Another thing I hated was when he says, I'm a musical genius and...
No genius call themselves genius.
Well,
so
yeah.
I ignore all that shit.
Yeah, when he said, I'm a musical genius and one of the greatest musicians of all time. You can say that, but then you can't come back and say, well, my songs aren't playing on the radio that much.
The last 2 albums, they haven't been.
Well, that's because he hasn't had a radio-friendly song like that. Mine is, Fade? What's that one song?
Father Stretch My Hands, too.
Well, yeah, that played on yeah, and Panda was played, which was technically Kanye's song, and then Designer was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna just use it." But what the fuck happened to Designer?
But hold on.
Really?
The other thing that I think is interesting. This is the idea I've been playing with that.
I already had a God's playing freestyle.
Might not make any sense, but this is the idea I've been playing with that. If you get to a certain degree of fame and notoriety, the cost of that is your humanity. So it's just like, oh, well, you're not deserved those same opportunities. You're not deserved that same bandwidth if you're like, oh, shit, my position's evolved. That was some stupid shit I said. Yep. Let me move past that. I've been on one. I've been fucking up. Yeah. You wouldn't give that person the opportunity to say that based on past transgressions. Because even going back to SNL, when St. Pablo came out, Kanye's fucking crazy. He just... But
that's why I didn't want to go into the mental part.
But isn't any celebrity that if their shit's not the way that it should be, it's similar to Chris Brown when he spazzed out at fucking Good Morning America. Yeah. Because they asked him about Rihanna, but they suppressed that piece of it. Chris Brown crazy. Yeah. Let's continue this narrative that he's out of his mind.
It's the price of being famous, actually. That's how I see it.
It's strange to me.
It's fake and it's stupid, but it's a price that comes with it, unfortunately.
But again, it's that thing where you can't say not you, but that the narrative is you can't say these things.
That's like when Prince died and ESPN did a spin on it, and they were like, "Yeah, Prince died on cocaine Prince died on an overdose." Like, how the fuck would you say that?
But I think that's an indictment on our culture, though. Yeah. That we want every little grimy detail due to the TMZs of the world. That we need to have this out there. We need to have this scoop, and because information is disseminated in such an instantaneous manner, that I don't know if you remember because you might be too young, and I'm actually too young for it too. But WJZ here locally. They released some shit about someone dying. They had the facts wrong, but they wanted to be first. They had to actually go on the news and do a public retraction. You don't see public retractions no more.
You never do. That's why when CNN and Fox always go after for the first, that's when Fox was covering the Baltimore riots and they covered it.
You could do allegedly or still developing as the cover all.
Yes. And they were showing shit that happened days ago.
Show different
this
states.
Is what's going on. There's a total war zone.
Meanwhile, I'm walking through. Damn, man, shit! I'm trying to get to the 7-Eleven real quick.
Yeah, it's no, fuck.
But
fuck
then
media.
even that, they suppress pieces of it and shit. My man's that I recorded with was down there. And he was some white bitch hit a nigga with her bag. That's what started this shit. But you just see that image, that still, not even a GIF, the still of. Look at this ruffian trying to rob this poor white woman.
Yep, I remember that.
Just the fuck out of here, man.
That was at the O's game too.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that.
But let's move on.
Let's move on.
I hate the news.
You hate the news, basically. Whew, so which one do you want to cover?
Talk about
first?
Issa Rae?
Let's go.
It's a good palate cleanser.
Oh man.
So Issa Rae's in the news recently.
You fucked up when they had to go back to your old shit and was like, yeah, we found some fucked up shit on you.
But that's what people do all the time.
I know, and it's so stupid.
It's like y'all like my girl watched the web series Awkward Black Girl, what have you.
Yeah, I love Awkward Black Girl.
And she was one of those that this is better than Insecure for these reasons, but Insecure is really good at the same time.
We might actually have to debate that.
I've never seen it, so I don't know.
Yeah, me and her are gonna have a debate on it.
I don't care, and I'll probably never watch it.
Awkward Black Girl's real good.
But she's not dating a black dude in it, right? She's dating an Asian guy or a white guy.
White guy.
And it's that thing where...
she was crushing very hard on a black dude. But
what's her quote in the book that's in question?
Well, she believes that all black women should date Asian men once. And that...
Except for a specific type of Asian.
Well, Cambodians are the black...
No, she said Filipinos.
Excuse me.
The Manny Pacquiao...
Fun fact, Atlanta went in on that too last episode. They're like... Man, he's Filipino. He's like, I'm not Chinese, I'm Filipino.
But I mean, you can't be in this realm that you're this and you're speaking in terms of diversity. And not that long ago, really.
Yeah.
You said some bullshit.
It was like, yeah, I'm free for everything black, basically.
Yeah.
I don't have an issue with this, man. I don't have an issue when they were talking about Donald Glover because he's married to an Asian woman. Well, he's dating.
But remember, every black dude that had anything popping, the Mike Coulters of the world, we talked about it on the show about Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, that was some bullshit,
and
they got it wrong.
That's some shit she wrote, though.
Yeah,
you got to be held accountable for it. If this is the realm we're playing in,
yeah,
then everyone's held accountable for their bullshit.
I get what you're saying. I don't see it as a big issue because
after I read it, I was just like, oh, I don't really care about it. But
it sounded more like a joke, if anything. It didn't sound like, oh, I'm being serious, date Asian men.
But then, my other thing is, what's in the rest of the chapter? What's in the rest of the book?
Yeah.
Why are you picking this one segment out?
Because it's Black Twitter, man. We got to do that. We got to...
But niggas.
Yeah, we got to clown people for something.
It's that's why we have the situations the way that they are. Yeah. We're too focused on the clapback and shit instead of actually having research information and doing your taxes or whatever.
Yeah. How'd you have to put that stereotype out there? Speaking of bad stereotypes. Do we get into Khaleesi Nas or?
No. Khaleesi used to get her ass beat, right?
Yeah, do we
looks like
want to get into that, or are we skipping that?
I don't give a shit. Go ahead. What happened?
I think the most weird part about it all.
Did he say Nas just like and then hit her with the back of his hand? Or?
Well, stop it. No, not just like that's so.
That's
fucked
not
up.
funny, but it's fucked up. It's really fucked up.
Why did I do it? I think a
Palpatine
more
that
fucked
shit.
up situation is how many women are on Nas' side. Like, it's kind of like how Fabulous was, but it's so much more on Nas' side than Khalees' side.
It's a
I don't
longer,
really see
longer lineage. And
yeah,
Khalees
I don't
comes off
see
as
a
crazy.
lot of people. Well, we all know Khalees has a reputation of outbursts, but that doesn't mean she's wrong or she's lying.
And that child support thing was kind of crazy too.
Well, that whole divorce was crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
But-
she even said she got cheated on for 2 years straight by him.
But in it, there's no excuse to be fucking physically doing.
Yeah, that's what I'm
anything to
saying.
anybody,
Like,
or emotionally, or mentally. Any of
Yeah,
those.
if there's any
abuses,
abuse
yeah.
in there, then it should be taken seriously. It
Yeah.
shouldn't be like, oh yeah, Nas my favorite rapper. He ain't do this shit.
But
Nas is cute. He ain't do this
how
shit.
do you-
Khalees is crazy.
but then it gets into that other question that people aren't capable of doing. I think a lot,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to fandom, which I don't like fans. How do you
we both agree
separate
on that.
the person from the art?
The artist from the artist? The
Yeah.
artist from the art? Shit.
Yeah. How do you do it? Because I can sit there and listen to this, and it's like, you know how you'll find something because you mentioned the digging. Like,
Yeah.
I remember back in Blase Blah, like when David Bowie died,
Yeah.
someone pulled out some shit like from the 70s. And they were like, he was involved with this like 14-year-old girl and shit. And it's like, yeah, but his documentation saying she consented. She couldn't consent. I was like, which country was this in? Like, why are you digging this up when this dude died and this is 40 years ago?
That's the same stuff with Prince. Like, people bring up Prince and they're like, oh yeah, he had XYZ addictions and whatnot. And I'm like, no, he didn't. And like, where'd you find this?
My thing is always this. And?
Yeah.
What of it? Like, did that make fucking, Purple Rain any worse or good or what? Like, what did it do?
Didn't Jerome...
Jesus.
Just because Jerome wanted the mirror, goddammit. Jerome had to hand that mirror off. Does that make him...
Does that make him less
of a man?
less of an assistant?
Less of an assistant. Goddamn, assistants matter, goddammit.
But it's that, man. It's that. It's just...
It's all bullshit.
Fall the fuck back just a touch.
And listen
Get a
to what
hold
she
of yourself.
and listen to what she says, because
Yeah.
I don't how
But
she said it, I don't believe it's bullshit at all.
But then it goes back to my point. If you're famous,
Yeah.
you've given up that.
Yeah, and also the fact that I don't think she would just say this out of the blue. 'Cause that doesn't sound like something Khalees would do.
Some people like they say like even when the Cosby shit happened, like from the beginning of it to now, that black women have this habit. From what I read online, I don't know if it's true. I don't know anything about black women. Although I've dated one, I've only dated black women.
Okay, Flocka, let's keep going.
So he said that they have this. If you're famous, not even you're famous, but they will defend their black men to that degree, and I think that's what a lot of that is. Now, if you have some fame,
Ugh, that's agreeable and disagreeable at the same time.
that Cosby shit though was
It's the
tipping
polar
point.
well, yeah, Cosby has just been destroyed.
But I'm talking about in the very beginning
Well,
when
yeah.
when it got up to like 50 at one point. It's like still don't believe it. It's like what?
Well,
Like there's at least something that happened.
I mean, the Nate Parker situation. I don't think
That
any
disappeared
female.
very quickly, by the way.
Well, of course it did. Once the movie didn't sell as it was supposed to sell, they just went on. But I've seen a lot more women who were against him, black and white, than I've seen people for him.
Gabrielle Union was against it,
Yeah, that's true.
and she was in the movie, and that the way that whole scene was depicted, that never happened. Of he stopped her from being raped. I was like, that didn't happen in that movie at all. I watched that movie recently.
Yeah, and it was good. What?
Nothing.
Why did you give me that look?
I thought we were going somewhere with the rest of that.
No, I mean, it's what it is. I mean, what happened with the slavery, the whole film, I felt like with that film, it should have been bigger, but because of the controversy behind it, surrounding it, it was a sinking ship from the beginning.
But even going back to the Kanye thing or what have you, right? That thing, one of the things he that I picked up in it, and I don't know if he said it in the TMZ thing or in the Charlamagne thing, but it was just this idea that, we can just keep showing the same thing over and over again. I think that was what led into the slave bit.
Yeah.
Which, if you circle back to the Nate Parker thing,
Yeah.
yeah, we can't show this movie. Let's suppress this. Let's do this way of suppressing this. Can
now,
these niggas get out of
granted,
pocket?
that situation is was very, very ugly.
Yeah.
For all parties involved, and when she committed suicide, that's when the story came back up.
Yeah.
But it's like it kind of felt very suspicious.
I don't believe in coincidences.
I don't either. It was very like we gotta do this now.
Like
we don't
the
want
family has this to say. It's like, you know, if this college thing happened and it wasn't showing this person in the best light to the family, then it's like, oh well, this is what happened. Let's fill in these holes. And it's just like, you know,
it's people being people. They just need something to attack, and then once they are able to attack, it's funny how all of this correlates.
It's very American, right? Like looking at the
we
fact
need
that
someone to blame. There's always got to be a bad person.
We need to be at war with something, right?
Yeah.
So America's been around for how long? 242 years. 1776, right?
Yeah.
How many of those years have we been in war or some type of fucking conflict? Nearly all of them.
Nearly each era, yes. And
So-
we're about to head back to wars.
So from a cultural standpoint, that idea is ingrained that you're battling something. So if TV is presenting this imagery, these ideas, like if you watch something that's an injustice related to a black person, it's like watching Rosewood and shit.
Yeah, I mean, it creates a response that's always the same response.
Yeah, the response is kill Whitey.
Yeah, well,
For me.
I can't say shit like this.
I can. I don't work for the, you know.
We can't say that either. But
Well, go on.
But yeah, it's the same response. Everything triggers an emotion that will always invoke somebody in a certain way, and it will always get them that same reaction to. Like when I hear about unarmed shootings, you know, it's a very tiresome response. Like
I just know that
I'm frustrated, sick and tired of it.
I just know that we live here, right? Most people are black here in Baltimore, right?
Yeah.
Now, we don't hear about like unarmed shootings to the same degree of any other race. Now, I don't know if that's true or not true. I just know that we see that here.
Yeah.
Now, we go to a place like, let's say, go to watch the news, and let's say the Midwest.
And that was another thing Kanye said. And he was talking about, we can show all the unarmed shootings, but we can't show the shootings in Chicago with blacks killing blacks. And I was like, are you really going to do the what about black on black crime thing? I was like, are we really going there?
Yeah.
What conservatives do.
Yeah.
Oh, God, that was so bad.
Yeah.
Conservatives play that card. That's the right card.
Oh,
the
God.
right-wing card.
It's
But
such
what was the thing?
terrible remark.
Did I have this? When I was talking with you about this, I forget who it was, but it was someone about like, yeah, man. So these Chicago. No, I was talking to someone else about these different Chicago rappers, and they just named each one. I was like, he's dead, right? He's also dead, right? Oh, he got shot last week, right?
Yeah.
And it's not wrong, but it is that conservative talking point. It is that black on black crime talking point. And those numbers aren't real. When you pull out some astronomical shit of it's 800 people that were killed
at 3 o'clock this morning. Almost 40% of black folks get shot at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I immediately, when I hear shit like that, I'm like, that's not real.
That's like you know what I call
where's
it?
FEMA? Where are the National Guard?
I call
what's
it
the city lockdown?
I call it the LeBron ESPN stats.
How many fadeaways did he shoot this fucking...
That's exactly what... It's the LeBron ESPN stats. Like, we need something to talk about in order for us to keep talking about this. So that's what it was. You want to go to break? All right, we'll go to break.
But yeah, man, all of this, none of it's good.
No, it's not. It's just...
But I see past the overlay, and I think